Yo guys, and welcome to video number 7, color grading basics. In this video, I'm gonna show you guys the color page and how this page works. I'm gonna show you what each and every single node can actually do. And most importantly, I'm gonna show you guys how you can use the free LUTs in the editing packs page, how you can take those LUTs and actually implement them into your footage. All right guys, so in here, I'm gonna give you guys 2 different examples of footage that you're going to color grade. So first things first is I'm going to color grade this footage right here, which is kind of a longer form style video, but as you can see, it's very orange and it's very mainly teal vibes to it, and I'll show you the before and after and everything. And then I'm gonna color grade this cool barn that I filmed. First things first is we have a media pool. So our media pool is just our media pool. Pretty simple, straightforward. This is all of our clips that we have in our media pool. So I don't like to have that selected actually. I like to have the LUTs folder selected because it makes my life a whole lot easier, so that way I can just, drag and drop my LUTs on, whatever, super easy. Then we have a gallery tab, and this tab is very, very, very powerful. So a thing and the reason why this tab is so powerful is because you're able to do and use what's called stills and power grades. So power grades are very similar to power bins. Power bins are a project file that will carry on into every single project that you make. So say this is power bins right here. I have all these power bins. This effect page right here will carry into every single effect page that I ever have. So power grade is the same thing, but for LUTs. So if I make a whole power grade, I'm going to double click and hit grab still, and it will show up in my power grade, and I'm able to reuse it at all times. So for example, this one right here, I use in almost all my videos. So if I just drag and drop this, you can see that now I have this right here, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and reset this LUT, but this is how I convert my footage back to normal. It's called a color space transform node. And we'll get more into that and more into detail just in a little bit. Just hold your horses. So next thing we have here is just called clips. This opens up your clips. So say you want to copy and paste numerous multiple effects, you could do that. So say I come to this clip, I can Command C this clip, come to this one and Command V it, same thing. So I'm going to actually deselect the clips. Then we have what's called our color wheels. This is how you're gonna mess with your lift, gamma, and gain. So if we go ahead and start playing with this stuff now, you can see exactly what it does. Just makes your footage lighter, darker, etc., right? So then we have our saturation. This is how you make your footage black and white. Then we have a hue. So if you wanna change the color to it, you can do that just by changing this little tab right here. Now, honestly, I wouldn't really mess with the hue too much, to be honest, guys. And this is your contrast, so this will mess with your contrast of your video. So as you can see, it will just simply turn your contrast up. This is the temp. This will change your video from warm to cold. Your shadows, color boost will boost the color in the video. So if you see here now, it'll just boost my color. And if I turn it down, then it will turn it to black and white. And that's pretty much the settings you need to use for this tab right here. Now in HDR, I simply do not touch this. I do not touch HDR tab, just me personally, but what this does is pretty similar to what we were just using, just very more actually advanced. But this is not in advanced color grading. We're doing beginner stuff. So I'm gonna move on and we will learn this in the more advanced color tab page. So you guys don't have to actually worry about this tab. This tab, you do not have to worry about either. And same as this one, don't really have to worry about this one either. And this is a graph. So if you add a point here and add a point here, you're able to create what's called an S graph. Or you bring this up here and then that would be more like an S graph right there. And it just kind of brings your videos out. But as you can see, like it has the color spectrum right here. So you could bring it over here and it'll bring out some colors and stuff like that. But mainly like what you would do is create what's called an S graph. So it looks something like this. And you can drag this up and drag this down so that it's more of an S graph. So that way this graph is coming right through the middle of our color. But once again, guys, I am not using that. But that is a way that you could use your color grading techniques for. A lot of people I know use that. Color splice, don't have to worry about that. You don't have to worry about this. This is just how to mess with your colors. So if your color is too orange, then you can mess with this tab. This is a color picker tab. We'll go over this in just a second. This is a masking tab. This is a very, very good tab. I use this tab in every single video that I create. So for this video, I literally am using this right now as we speak. So what I did was I created a circle mask, put it over my face, turned the softness down, and I double clicked in the nodes and I added an alpha output and I connected that alpha output. Now it is just this mask, okay? And you have all sorts of masks. So you have this one, you have a picker mask, you have a gradient, whole bunch of stuff, super cool. Then you have a tracker page. So if I use this circle and I want to track this barn, I can do that. So let's just say I go here and I want to track this barn right here. Okay, so I want to track that. So I go here and then I'm just going to hit track back and forth. And as you can see, it just tracked it for me. Super simple. It was actually super cool how that actually happened in the first place. But then let's just say we added an alpha output, did that. Now we just have this brick thing that is just masked out for us. Pretty cool. And pretty cool that it's able to actually do that. But we're going to reset that. We don't need to use that right now either. Magic Mask is only if you have the Pro. So I highly advise you guys to buy the Pro as well. But Magic Mask is an amazing feature and it just simply is so amazing. But this I will go over in another video as well. This is how you can blur your video. So as you can see here, I can turn this up and it'll blur my video. We're not going to use that right now. And this is how you turn down your LUTs. So under key output, you will turn down your LUTs. Now that's about the features that you guys should know about right now. So now I'm going to show you guys what I'm going to do. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to drag and drop on my power grade. I'm going to reset this node and just everything so that you guys can just get a feel for what this is going to look like. But this is the raw footage. Raw footage looks good, but there could be new, more tweaks and stuff involved into using it. But first thing we're going to do is you're going to create your node. So we're going to create the node in this, and then you're going to add it as a power grade in this video. That's what you will learn, and you will learn how to color grade and how to make a power grade. Now, in a future video, I will go over more advanced techniques and advanced on how to learn power grading and learn more advanced color grading techniques. But for now, you guys don't really need that. So noise reduction, you're going to you're going to create a node, and by creating a node, you're going to go ahead and double click and press add node and go to corrector. And this is how you're going to start it. So we're going to add 9 of these nodes. But simply what we're going to do here is we're going to connect this node to the green, connect this one to the green, and we're going to create 2 nodes right here. We're going to put 1 right here. We're going to add a node and add a corrector. We're going to take this green and add it to this green right here, and we're going to take this green as well and add it to this green right here. Then we're going to add a mixer panel right here, and we're going to take this green and add it to this green and add it to this green. Now we're going to take the output of this one right here and we're going to add it to this input of the green right here. Then we're going to add another node and just add these greens just like so. And from here on forward, it's just the same stuff. So, you could just keep on adding more until it's done. So that's how you create the node. And with this first one, we're going to go to setting, or we're going to go to effects, and we're going to search for noise reduction, and we're going to add that on. And to rename this, we're going to double click and hit node label, and we're going to go for noise reduc, just like that. And you're going to name all of these, by the way. Then this one, you're going to leave everything on the same. You're going to leave this one as well. You're going to leave these 2. This one is optional. If you are someone who is a filmmaker and you're filming in log, then you will use this next feature. So you're going to search for a color space transform, and you're going to apply it to your effect. And you're going to do your settings of your camera. Now, I can't teach you that because I don't know your settings of your camera, but you're going to have to look up a YouTube video for that one, because that's simply something that I cannot teach because I can't guess what your camera footage is. But go ahead and search on YouTube your camera and then look up color space transform settings. This one you're going to leave the same, and so on and so forth, and you're going to just name them exactly how I have them right now. So now you're going to have something exactly what I have. And before you get to color grading, don't touch anything. You're going to go to power grade, double click, and hit grab still. So that way you can now use this color grade for each and every single project that you ever create. Okay, so noise reduction, you're only going to use if you actually need to use the noise reduction. Same with the exposure. So we already went over this. If you need to use this, you can. But if you don't need to, then don't obviously mess and tweak with it. Balance is the same thing. So if your footage is too yellow, then you can turn it more cold. And if your footage is too cold, you can turn it more yellow. This is for your skin. So if my skin, I don't have a good example here, but for my skin, if I need it, I'll come to the color picker tab. And let's just say this red thing is my skin. We're going to select this red thing. We're going to hit this right here. And as you can see, it only selected our red thing. Then with this selected, you'll go to this wheels tab and you'll mess with the hue and saturation and stuff like that to make sure your skin looks right. You have your color space transform. You're not going to add anything to it. Then your LUT, which is the biggest one. So I'm just going to add on one of these LUTs So probably this one, and I'm gonna come to this tab right here, and we're gonna turn the key output down to where we can barely really see it. And all of these will be just effects that you want to add. So vignetting, if you want to add vignetting, we can go here and search for vignetting. And if we want to add that, it'll add a vignette for us, right? So I'm going to delete that. If you want to add some glow, you can also add some glow just like that, etc. That is pretty much the basics of color grading. That's how to use the LUTs. Now in the next video, we will be going over Fusion Introduction. I'm gonna be showing you all of the nodes and what they do, kind of similar to what this does. And don't mind, because just because I didn't give you a lot of sauce in this video doesn't mean that there will not be sauce in the future. Because you have to know the features before I actually am able to teach them to you. So when you get to the next video of actually learning how to color grade, I don't have to tell you what everything is, which is why I named this the basics of color grading. So I will see you guys in the next module, which is the Fusion Page Introduction.